Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by and visiting with me. Today I'm going to be sharing a charm tutorial and basically, well, it's not really a charm, but just kind of giving you a tip for getting perfect wires or loops around your beads. I've already had these laying right here because I'm actually working on some charms, but you see that wiring, how clean it looks around the bead. And here's another one. And so I wanted to give you guys maybe like a tip on how I do it, and hopefully it helps someone out there. I know that there's a ton of videos on how to do these, but I figured, you know, maybe I say something differently that makes you kind of click, and then it helps you. You see the wiring around in the loops of the metal. So anyway, so I'm gonna be showing, I don't know where the sequin came from, but I'm gonna be showing you how I do my little beads in preparation. And so I already have these. I honestly sat in the living room with Michael watching TV or something, and I just got to work and I was like, okay, I have enough to make chunky charms. I have my beads organized. This is kind of like my ocean theme, and I am making chunky charms. I've already have two, and I'll post some pictures at the end of the video because I feel like you can't really see a good view of these unless they're like standing up. And I know this angle is a little bit weird. So yeah, so I have two chunky charms, and this is what I'm working. These are going to be gifted to a crafty friend, but I just thought that I would show you. This one's a little bit lighter, and this one has the darker blues, but they're both still ocean themed, and they're very chunky. So I've been practicing, and I'm going to tell you right now straight up, you're going to have to practice. You're going to have to try again, and it is going to be a little bit wasteful. I ended up buying one little package that had maybe like either 75 or 100 of these, and I basically knew that that was going to be the waste for one because I was going to continue to practice. And so my first tip is practice and practice, and it is going to be a bit wasteful, but just buy one of those little packages. I think they come with 75 or 100. Buy them when they're on sale, because I know Hobby Lobby, their jewelry stuff goes like at 50% off. And so just wait for a sale, buy a little package, and just prepare that that little package is going to be wasted. You're basically going to waste them because it's going to be your practice metal. So I did that for myself, and I just sat here and practice, and I feel like I finally got it. And so that's one of my recommendations. I also recommend that you get the 1 inch was not enough for me because I needed the extra metal to get the perfect loops, and the 3-inch one was too big. So I think the 2-inch one is the perfect one to do this kind of beads around. Also, you have to play around with the gap. See, some of these I wrapped the wire around 3 times up here, and then some of them have it wrapped around 4 times. Let me see if I find here's one that has it wrapped around 4 times. So you have to play around with the gap between where you hold it in the metal. Okay, I'm still not 100% set on that. I still have to practice exactly where I want and how many loops that's gonna create, but again, it's all with practice, you guys. And so let me get my little beads out. I also recommend that you have like just regular pliers like these. I don't even know what they're called. And then these ones are the round ones, and then obviously some wire cutters. So these are the tools that I recommend at a minimum you have. to make these beads. And let me grab my little metal because I need one more of these. And again, today I'm just going to show you how to do the wiring and what works for me. Hopefully I don't confuse anybody. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. I am going to work on a dark blue and then a light blue. Just kind of pull them here on the side. And as you can see by the colors, I have some dark blues already in here and then some light ones. So I'm just going to do one of each. Okay, so I'm right-handed, so I'm going to kind of describe what works for me. And again, if I confuse you, I apologize. And if you have questions, just let me know in the comments section. So again, I'm not putting anything in. I'm using the flat metal that has the flat tip at the end. So again, make the determination of how much of a gap you want. I've noticed that there's some people that actually mark their tool here with like a little Sharpie marker, and then every time they prepare to work on it, they know exactly where their metal's gonna go. But for me, I just kind of guess, and that's perfectly fine. So right now, and hopefully the glare of let me go get, because I don't know if you could see through the glare of the mat. So let me go grab a white sheet of paper so that I could put it over it, and hopefully that makes it a little bit easier. And I'm actually going to put the other one through so that I don't lose it. And let me go get that white sheet of paper. I don't have to go very far because it's like right here. I just need one. Okay. It's actually just some leftover paper from my last collection that I was working on. See? Pretty paper. So hopefully that helps you see a little bit better. Okay, let me move my tools there. Okay, again, I'm gonna take these pliers and I'm gonna figure out what the gap is that I want to work on with. And then again, I'm going to push down with my thumb, and with the tip of my index, I'm going to push up. So down and up, just like that. Okay? Then I'm going to continue to push my index finger all the way this way. Okay? Just enough where it makes this. I'm going to remove my pliers so you could see. You can see I put my pliers in this, and then I pushed down on the bead, up on this, and then I brought this long piece all the way around. So now both the bead and the metal are going in the same direction. I'm going to switch hands, and I'm going to leave the metal and bring it under the long piece. Did you see what I just did? Basically the bead, okay, I'm gonna grab another one so I could show you, because I feel like I hope the way I'm trying to explain it comes out. Sometimes I doubt myself because of my English as a second language, that I just hope I make myself clear. Okay, I'm going to slide my metal in there, okay? Then I'm going to figure out my little gap in between the pliers and the bead, just like that, okay? I am going to push down on this bead with my thumb, and I'm going to put my index finger right here, but I'm going to push down, and with this I'm going to pull up, so like this. Okay, and now my bead is down and this long metal piece is up. Okay, I'm going to take my index and continue to push this long piece all the way down. So I'm gonna essentially try to align it the best I can so they're both now facing down. So just grab it and push down. Okay, and now you have this. Your bead and the metal are both down. I'm gonna switch hands, rotate them, okay? And now I want the long piece to be on the top and the bead is going to be on the bottom, but I'm only touching, sorry, I don't think I was in the camera view. So again, right now, this is what I have, okay? Both the bead and the long piece are going in the same direction. So I'm gonna slide this back in here, okay? And now what I wanna do is I want to grab the bead and I'm gonna swing it underneath this long piece, okay? And I'm gonna swing it to the opposite direction. So I'm gonna do this and basically bring them back like this, like that. So bead, long piece, okay? Now from here you could start working on it, right? And you could start doing your loops. If your metal is bent right here at this piece, don't worry about it because you can always move the bead to like a 45-degree angle and it's going to allow you to start looping this long piece. And all you have to do is start looping it around. But to me, that's not easy. I prefer instead of bringing it down, I don't know why, I feel like I don't have control of it. So doing it this way, and all you have to do is just grab it from right here and then start looping it tightly around until you have no more space. But to me, it's not easy like that. So what I do is I open it and then I flip it like that. And it's, don't ask me why, but it's easier for me to like grab it and bring it down towards me instead of the other way. So I'm going to grab it and then just hold on to it tight. I'm gonna bring it down like that. And again, this piece right here, it's gonna wanna bend because you're tightening it. So as you tightening and making the loops, it's gonna wanna fold into it. But that's okay, you can always, look what I'm doing right now, I'm just straightening it with my thumb and it's perfectly fine. When I did the loop, this corner right here tends to wanna bend. That's okay, it's gonna be cut anyways, so don't worry about it. Just make sure that when you go around to make your next loop, that you grab it in the same space and then you bring it back up. Now, there's people that could go around and around and around, and that's fine and it works for them. But for me, I feel like I have better control if I stop, put my pliers back in place, go again, stop, instead of just going non-stop, because I want to have control of how tight my loops are. I hope that makes sense. So I'm gonna grab it right here and basically bring it all another loop, and I'm stopping at the bottom. You see, positioning my pliers and going again. Now, as you can see, we're quickly approaching the top of the bead. So, and if you see here, can you guys see that? Okay, there's like a little gap right between this metal and the bead. And basically what you want to do is go ahead and cut a little bit. You see, you're gonna cut a little bit, leaving just the tip. Look how much I left. Let me flip it so you guys could see. You see it in my nail? That's how much I left. And I left that much because what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck that extra piece in that little space between the top of the bead and the metal space that I have left. So For this, you guys just saw me that I like to turn it back around. The reason is because I like to work with things coming this way, like towards me, instead of going down. I don't know why I feel like that's more control for me. So now I have the little metal piece right here sticking up, and I'm basically going to take these pliers and I'm gonna flatten it into its place in that gap that I just talked about, which is just a little gap. And all you have to do is, if you need space, just keep rotating it. And essentially, I'm pressing that tip. Focus, camera. It doesn't want to focus because it's too close, I think. But what I want to do is basically force that space, that last loop, into that little space, and all you have to do is keep flattening it like that until it goes into its spot. And then again, your bead is it's going to want to fold in because we tighten the wire around there. So all you have to do is just kind of press it out, and there you go. There you have your perfect clean bounce with no wire hanging. Now, I don't always get a perfect circle right here, but it's pretty freaking close in my opinion. So here we go with the other one that we never finished, okay? So I think this was the part where I pushed down, right? Let me see. I pushed the bead down, and hold on, how did I have it? I think this way. Did I? Oh no, I already pushed it down. So basically what I want is the bead to be like this. The bead is going down, and my metal is going at a 45-degree angle. Is that even a 45-degree angle? Who knows? But it's basically straight, creating this little loop right here, okay? So I had already pressed it. So now what I'm going to do is, again, I don't like to work down. That's not my preference, to go this way, because I feel like I don't have control over that. So I'm gonna lift and flip it like this, and then now I start doing my loops. So I grab it right here and then just stop, take a breather, grab it from the same spot, turn, take a breather, grab it, turn, loop, take a breather, and then I'm closing in. I don't have much gap, you see? I don't have much gap. So now it's time to come with my wire cutters, cut it, leaving just a tad bit as close as you can. And then I'm going to turn my bead over and tuck in. Can you see that? Tuck in that little sticking part that's out here hanging. I'm gonna tuck it in that gap that's created. Oops. And I'm just using those needles to flatten it into place. If you need to turn it over, and you're basically just squeezing it with the edge of your pliers. And there you go. Just push with your thumb so it's straight. And there you have it. Clean looking wiring on your bead. I hope that makes sense, you guys. I'm sorry if it doesn't. Again, I'm just kind of second guessing myself because English is my second language, and I want to make it as dumb as possible with simple words so that it's understandable, but I know that may still confuse people. So hopefully you guys get the gist of it, of what I was trying to explain. And that's what ended up working for me, you guys. The first thing, again, is practice. Be willingly, that's not the word, be willing to sacrifice one little of those packages of that metal so that you could get your practice on, and then just keep repeating the steps that I mentioned, okay? and you'll know the little gap that I'm telling you about. It's gonna fit in. You just have to practice, and hopefully my positioning of the thumb and index and showing you how it works makes it self-explanatory. And again, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but to make a chunky charm like this, I used about 30 beads, so I don't know that it matters. My chain is 3 inches long, and then the beads are about 30 on, and I just kind of rotate them to see where I can fill in the space. So please forgive me if I just confused you even more, but I do want to encourage you guys to keep practicing. And it doesn't matter. Look, I made these little shapes that are not even beads. They're like a little bit square, and you could do it, you guys. You could do it. It's just, again, it's gonna take is practice. Okay, so that's all that I have for you today, you guys. I hope that this was helpful. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a good one. Bye.